Hello, hello. Hey, Westside. Showing 4 on right now. Hopefully we'll get a few more folks in here soon. Get this thing going. Forgot to change my picture. Oh well. We'll do Jedi Kitty one more time. Hey, Ringmaster Ray. So, this is a brand new camera. But it's autofocus. It's not like my old one that was manual. But it is brand spanking new. So no more, so far at least, no more camera disconnection issues. Got 5 now. Gotta figure out what to do to start getting this thing up to, you know, having like 30, 40 people in here. Someday. Hey, Hidden. Angela may or may not make an appearance tonight. They're getting ready to do inventory at their store, so she had to stay late today. So she doesn't actually know what time she's getting off, because that's happening tomorrow. So they have to get everything in the store ready for tonight. So she's been there since 7:30 this morning. And depending on how much left, she may very well end up being there till close. Got 6 on now. Hello to my lurkers. So Doug told me there is a way for me to move that heart that's right there by chat. I just haven't played with it yet. Hey Doug, speaking of you, I was just talking about you. Cool. Sorry, didn't mean to yawn. Hopefully we'll get a few more people in here soon. We'll get the beginning stuff out the way. I have an announcement. And then we'll get going. Got 7 now. You always get worried when I say that. It's nothing to be worried about. It's a good thing. Why are we yawning? Anybody find any 24s yet? I still haven't found any. Nothing. I've seen like the 24 silver rounds, but as far as actual just coins, I have not seen a thing. 3 months in. You got to think that they'll start popping up this month, right? All right, I'm going to go ahead and get the beginning stuff out the way. All right, for anybody new, payments are made via PayPal, cheapskatecoins@gmail.com. I forgot what I was saying there for a second. Use goods and services only, please. We also have Cash App using the same email, cheapskatecoins@gmail.com. If you use Cash App, it will say Louis Kachera. That's me. You are in the right place. Shipping is $6 to $23. $6 being a little purple bubble mailer, $23 being a large flat rate box. We do hold packages if you want to maximize your shipping. So if you want your package held, make sure you email us and say, hold my package. If you say it in chat and it flies by and we don't see it, that's why we tell you to email. If you want your package sent registered, it's an additional $35 on top of that. That's, you make sure you remember if you have it sent registered, you do have to sign for it at the end when they deliver it. And that is the only way you can insure coins all the way through the mail. If you're new, you can get stuff tonight. You just have to send us an email by the end of the night. Again, cheapskatecoins@gmail.com. Email has to have your personal info, shipping info, channel name, which payment method you're going to use, and what email you use for that payment method for invoicing purposes. If you don't get that email by the end of the night, you will not get anything, and we never ship without payment. Here is our Facebook link. We're over 1,000 followers on Facebook. It'd be nice if we get all of them up in here. There's our Facebook link. The lot list is on there tonight. It is the top post. We do put the lot list on there every day we have a sale. We also have a mailing list. If you want to be on the mailing list, again, shoot me an email, cheapskatecoins@gmail.com, and say, add me to the mailing list. If you're on the mailing list, you will get the lot list at least a couple of days before every sale, and you do have the ability to pre-purchase items as soon as that lot list hits your email. Keep in mind, it is first come, first serve, just like our sale. So if you see something, don't wait, jump on it. By the way, I have 2 announcements. This is the first one. For the pre-sales, we have always done it where you have to have the items paid for by the evening before the sale. We're doing away with that. It's going to be just like you bought it at the sale. So if you pre-purchase items on there, you have until that following, we do our sales on Tuesday, so it'll be that following Monday night to get your payment in. So no more having to have it paid for before the sale. We are changing that moving forward. We're doing that because we're trying to encourage more people to do pre-sales. And I know, it's probably a bit of a tough thing for some of you guys doing a pre-sale and going, well, I'd really like to pre-buy that, but I don't want to, I can't pay for it in the next couple of days. Even though we always told you guys, all you got to do is tell us, hey, I can pay for it on this day, and we'll pretty much always be like, all right. But yeah, so from now on, we're just doing away with that. So you will still have 7 days from the day the sale is on to pay for your pre-sales. Now, keep in mind, if you want your package sent, you do need to get it in like right away, because we're not going to ship your package if you haven't paid yet. Near. Which right now we only have one person waiting for their package to go out, but since we did the sale on Thursday, it's not going out until this week. Keep that in mind too, guys. Anytime we do a sale on Thursday and you tell us you want your package shipped, it's not going to go out like the very next day. It's going to go out the next week when we do our next big shipping round. Oh, I had 3 announcements. Ooh, my brain ain't working tonight. Another thing that we're changing, and believe it or not, this is a too common thing. So this is a change we're making effective immediately for held packages. If you haven't added anything to your package, and especially if you haven't even been in the streams for 6 months, it's getting shipped. We've had packages that have sat here for a year and a half, and the person was never on, and we kept emailing, and they're like, oh no, keep holding. Until eventually, finally, we're like, yeah, no, we're sending it. So from now on, that is the maximum limit. It doesn't matter if you're constantly adding stuff to it. If you're constantly adding stuff to it, we'll hold it for 2 years. It doesn't matter. As long as you're constantly adding stuff to it. But if it just sits dormant and we haven't even seen you for 6 months, it's going out. Yeah, it's just, we live in a 2-bedroom apartment, so having, especially when we get to the point where we have more than 20 packages and a bunch of them are mediums and larges, storage room becomes an issue. You are here. Just keep in mind, you still only have $1 of credit left, Mr. Hidden. I was surprised that people leave their packages here for that long. I would think, like, they're your coins, you paid for them. I would figure you'd want them. But some people are like, nope, keep holding it. Nope, keep holding it. And it's only through email. They're like never at the streams. It's like, why? Whatever. So yeah, so that's 2 policy changes coming up. No longer have to pay for pre-sales before the sale. It's now just like if you bought it at the sale. And packages, if you're not around and haven't added anything to it in 6 months, it's going. All right, and then announcement number 3, which was originally the only announcement I thought I had, but it turned out I had 3. This Friday, that will be Friday the 8th. We'll see the triumphant return of Cheapskate Coin Talk. I've been telling you guys for a couple of months it's coming back. It's finally coming. This Friday. It'll be the same start time as always with whenever I do these streams. It'll be same as our sales. It'll be roughly around 6 p.m. our time. At least till the 10th. Keep in mind, guys, that daylight savings is on the 10th. If you guys live in a state that changes your clocks, the start times for sales will not affect you. By your clocks, we will still be starting at the same time. If you don't, if you live in like Arizona, Alaska, I think Hawaii doesn't do it. Keep in mind, for you, we will be starting an hour earlier. But for anybody who does swap your clocks, it will be the same start time as always for you guys. I actually prefer the spring and summer, because then I'm starting at 5 o'clock our time. So typically we're getting done around like 8 o'clock. Whereas, you know, the winter, we're starting at 6 p.m. our time, and sometimes we're not getting it done until like 9:30. Like tonight might very well be one of those nights, because first time since we first introduced pre-sales, we did not get a single pre-sale this week. Nothing. So all 125 lots, which is what it starts with every week, if anybody's never noticed that, all 125 lots are still available, so we have to go through every single one of them tonight. And there's a lot of really good stuff tonight, guys. Oh, and then Friday, for the return of Cheapskate Coin Talk, I will also be doing the monthly loot giveaway for last month. It's the smaller one that, you know, everybody who got something over the course of February is entered. So I will be doing that during that stream. No sellout giveaway this time. We did not get a single sellout in the month of February. So no big giveaway this time. So tonight starts a new week, or a new month. So hopefully, maybe we'll get a sellout tonight, and you guys will start making some building of the pot for the next month. We shall see. All right, I'm going to grab a drink of my beverage. I don't have my cup tonight. I just have the bottle. I'm bottle fed tonight. God, I should really get Pepsi to sponsor me. I should own stock in Pepsi. I'm pretty sure I've single-handedly upped their stock price a couple of cents. All right. Kicking off Banknotes. First one is an American banknote. 1863. $1 Confederate note. Going for 35 bucks. It seems tilted. There we go. There we go. Now it's level. So this is like the third or fourth time I've had this one out. I do have some wiggle room on this one if anybody wants to make an offer. Not a lot, but I do have a little bit of wiggle room. See if we can't finally get this out there to somebody in somebody's collection. Anybody? I could go as low as 28 bucks if anybody wants it for 28 bucks. Lowest price I can go on it. Oh, and no medallions this week either. I wasn't able to get anywhere last week where I could have got some new ones. All right, moving on. Next up, 1944, 2 francs. France, World War II military notes. Going for 3 bucks. Cedar Day, 1944. Anybody? Chill out, light. All right, moving on. I know I gotta always remember there's like a 15-minute gap between you guys and the chat doing this new setup. So if I go a little too quick, when you say bin, say what you're binning. That way I know, just in case I didn't wait long enough. That would help me out. Next up, 1942, 1 centavo. Japanese Philippines fractional banknote. Uncirculated. Going for 3 bucks. Oh, the gray sheet is going to start. I think they said they already kind of started, but they're actually gonna be making a world banknote gray sheet. It's not gonna have like everything to begin with. It's gonna have like, I think they said there's gonna be like like a few thousand to begin with, or a few, I don't know. I don't remember the number they said, but they are getting ready to make a gray sheet for world banknotes. That'll be like, not the, you know, it's not going to have the super common ones in it, but it'll have the better ones. All right, moving on. So that's going to be cool. I'm hoping that'll increase interest out there. Because one of the guys that's involved in, like, you know, I think he actually runs Gray Sheet right now, said he thinks the reason why the world banknotes aren't as, you know, as popular as they should be is because there's no list out there for people to reference. There's no easy, quick list of saying, okay, here it is. This is what its, you know, potential value is. Next up, 1942 10 centavos. Japanese Philippines fractional banknote, $2. Yeah, that is a big thing. It was, if you guys know who Ben the Coin Geek is, he's on YouTube. He owns Old Pueblo Coins here in town. I'm wanting to say it was his channel that had the interview with the guy that talked about it. I just wish the gray sheet was a little cheaper. All right, moving on. Oh, and I think if I remember right, I think he might have said that it's starting out, it's going to be digital only. It's not going to be in the, like, a print book. I think I remember him saying that. Next up, 1943 1 peso. Japanese Philippines. I don't know why that says fractional. It's not a fractional. It's a 1 peso. Going for $2. Granted, with how much the sales of banknotes have dropped off for a lot of the world stuff, we are considering, at least for a while, discontinuing banknotes. All right, moving on. To 1942 50 centavo. Japanese Philippines. Going for $2. All right, moving on. Next one. This one is a much better quality premium note. This is the 1923 10 million marks. Uncirculated note from Germany. Its catalog code is P106A. And it's going for $15. I've seen examples of this one going as high online as like $40, $45. And of course, you know, much higher if it's like, you know, graded and graded a super high grade. How's this new camera looking, by the way? Is it looking all right? First time using it in a stream. Just came in on Sunday. All right, moving on. Looks good? All right, cool. 1919, 50 marks, Germany. Yeah, it's a high def 1080 Logitech. Anybody have $5? All right, moving on. Again, no love for banknotes. Yeah, we might have to take a break on banknotes for a while. There's not enough interest in them right now. Next up, 1923, 100,000. Going for $5. This is one of the larger notes. It's in a half a page protector. A little tattered up there, but how good will you look when you're 101? All right, moving on. All right, next one we have two available. These are 1908 100 marks. Really nice condition on these. $5 each. If I remember right, yeah, these are one of them that had the red seal and the green. Here's the green seal. So it's actually one of each on these. It's a red seal and a green seal. Tell you what, anybody wants both? I'll do both for $8. Give you $2 off. So you have the red seal and the green seal version. So if it's the same as the older, bigger ones, the 1910s, the green seal, West Side is taking that deal. The green seal and the red seals were printed in the same year, but the red seals were released into circulation like a few years later. And the green seals were the original release. Congrats to West Side. All right, and then last banknote. 1922, 50,000 mark. This is another one that's in a half a page protector. All right, moving on. If anybody decides you want any of those other banknotes, let me know. If anybody wants a bundle deal on all of them, I could probably do a pretty decent bundle deal for you. All right, next up, coinage, because we have no medallions tonight. Let's switch to the scope scene for these. All right, next up, we have 4 of these available tonight. These are some oldies, old medievals. 1300 to 1400 AD German silver hellers. These are known as the Hand of God coins. These are $140 each. And that's why they're called the Hand of God coin. Here's number 1. Here is number 2. Hey, Sandigger. Here is number 3. And number 4. Kind of interesting. On the ones that you see the cross pattern on the back, it's basically almost like a die clash. It's like what you get sometimes with the trimes because of how thin they are. You get that impression of the other side on the coin. Because of how thin these were made, you get them on these. But for ancients, these would be considered to be pretty good condition. Because, of course, they were all hand hammered, so looking the way they do would be... These wouldn't be far off from the way they looked right after they were made. Anybody? moving on. So now we're into actual world, modern world silver, and we're going to be kicking off this week with Mexico. I'll just leave it on that camera for now since the first ones are smaller size. All right, kicking off Mexico is 1942 20 centavos. 72% silver, VF $3. By the way, everything in this sale other than the banknotes and the last lot is all brand new inventory. So while we may have had, you know, the same coin before, it wasn't these specific ones. Everything is new. All right, moving on. So that was the only 20 centavo. Now we're on to 25 centavos. These are the Mexican war nickels, I like to call them. 1950, 25 centavos, 30% silver, extremely fine. $3. All right, moving on to the 1951. This one we have two available. They're both EFs at $3 each. Here's number 2. Moving on. All right, next one. We also have two available, but one is a BU and one is an AU. These are the 1952s. The BU is $5. The AU is $4. All right, here is the BU. This is the $5 one. And here is the AU. This is the $4 one. Did you guys see silver was back up over $24 for a bit? Still just under 23. Last time I looked, it was like 23.74. All right, moving on. Yeah, and platinum and palladium are still falling fast. And the last of these, the 1953 AU, $4. All right, moving on. All right, next up. Is one of the weirder percentage silver coins here. This is the 1935 50 centavo. See if I can get it closer. Come on, focus. Focus. There we go. This one is 42% silver. It's in a VF for $4. Kind of an odd percentage. All right, moving on. To the 1944 1 peso. Oop, Aaron came in late for that 35. 1935 going to Aaron. How you doing, Aaron? So this one's an EF going for $12, 72% silver. I know, I got it. Anybody? An argument on this one could be made for AU, but I don't know. Because there's not a lot of wear on it, but I don't know. It just doesn't have enough luster left for it to, for me to feel comfortable calling it an AU. And that right there, the high points, that's the majority of the wear on the coin. All right, moving on. To the 1949 1 peso. 50% silver EF toned. It's got that dark toning going on. For anybody who likes those. This one's going for $10. All right, moving on. And last coin from Mexico. 1956 5 pesos. This one's a BU. 72% silver, $25. That is a good looking coin right there. All right, moving on. All right, next one. I'll take offers on this one. This is the 1918 50 centimos from France. It is a BU 83.5% silver. So NGC list on this coin. Let me get the scope. NGC list on this coin at mint state 60 was $250. So I set it at half of that at 125. I will take offers on this one if anybody wants to make an offer. Anybody? All right, moving on. All right, next up, we got 3 coins from Venezuela. Yeah, you should buy it. It's a very nice coin. 1948, 25 centimos. Like I said, I'll take offers on that one. Will do, sir. God. Glare. Oop, that's upside down. So this one's in a fine, going for $3. As soon as I can figure out which way it's facing. There we go. 1948. Have a good one, man. All right, moving on. To the 1948. Oh, this is the same coin. This one's a BU version of that coin. Forgot we had 2 of these. So it does have tone splotches on it, but this is an uncirculated coin. Of course, as always, I'm not going to be able to get the luster to show on this camera because it never likes to. But it does have luster. That's good. That's album toning is what that is. But because of the splotchies on it, that's why I've still only got it at $4. And going to Doug. Gratzer. All right, and then the last one from Venezuela is the 1954 25 centimes or centimos. Going for $3. Hey, Monkey King Metals. This one's in a VF. I'm going to move this up a bit if that helps. the light. A little bit. All right, moving on. All right, next up, we got one coin from Greece. This is a 1930 10 drachma. 50% silver, extremely fine. NGC list on this coin is $40. We're doing it for 20. This thing in BU is in like the hundreds. Anybody? All right, moving on. To Canada. Got a decent bit of Canada for anybody trying to build up your Canadian collections right now. Kicking off with dimes. Got a 1920. 80% silver, extremely fine. $5. All right, moving on. To the 1940 in Via for 4. All right, moving on to the 44. Via for 4. This one does have that scratch on the obverse. Which I didn't notice before. Tell you what, if anybody wants this one for $2, I'll do this one for $2. Yeah, I can do that, Doug. 20, 40, and 44 going to Doug for $12. So that just drops to 5 to 4. You got it, sir. All right, anybody for this one at $2? It's like just over melt. I didn't realize that scratch on there. Man, even at $2, nobody wants this? All right. Oh, it did include this one. Okay. My bad. So actually, you're getting it at $10 then. Or $11 instead of 12. So you're getting it for $1 cheaper than even you wanted it. Can't complain with that deal, can you? All right, next up, 1947. This one's in a fine for $4. Might be a low VF, but I called it a fine just to be safe. All right, moving on. All right, and the last one, we have two available. These are 1967 proofs. They are both toned, but they have different toning on them. The first one's the coolest one, in my opinion. Check that out. I don't know how well you can see that, but this thing looks awesome. That's like a rainbow tone. And it's on both sides. And then the second one has that gold patina around the edge. On both sides. So anybody on these? All right, moving on. Two quarters. Kicking off quarters with a semi-key date. $19.09. 925 sterling silver in good. Going for 20 bucks. Uncirculateds of this one is like, you're going to be spending thousands. Hey, Bo. Hey, I'm just happy whenever I can get into the double digits on folks watching. Oh, by the way, reminder to everybody, if you missed the beginning, Cheapskate Coin Talk is coming back on Friday. So come on out on Friday and hang out. Last call on this one. Semi-key date of the series, 1909. 25 cents. Even when you get to like, I think it's EF, you're already into the hundreds on this coin. All right, moving on. Next one up, we got two available. These are 1943s. They're both VFs. $5 each. Oh, Bo, all four of the German Hand of Gods are still available if that was something you were having your eye on. So I know you're into ancients. All right, moving on. And all the banknotes are still available. Next up, 1951 in a VF. This one is one of the better years. Going for $8. Better year for the more moderns, anyway. All right, moving on. And we also, I just realized, we also have that same coin in the EF toned for $12. So here's the EF toned version. All right, moving on. All right, next one we have 3 available. Or no, we have 2 available. Both are VFs. They're $5 each. 1952s. Here's number 1. Oh no, those are the 51s again. Wrong pile. These are the right coins. Here we go, 52s. Here's number 1. And here is number 2. All right, moving on. To 1963 AU. Go over $6. All right, moving on. Last of the quarters, 1967. Proof. Anybody? Yeah, that's the thing about that collection is it's still going. All right, moving on. Let me decide you want any of those quarters. Let me know. All right, next up we got 2 50 centers. First one is the 1943 in VF. Over $12. All right, moving on. And then the 67 proof for $12. It's the one referred to as the Howler. Howling Timber Wolf. All right, moving on. $2. First one, 1964. BU, 22 bucks. That's too big for that. Let's go back to overhead. Bear with me on this new camera. I'm still getting used to it. It's got autofocus, so... Anybody? All right, moving on to the 1966 BU. So again, 80% silver, 22 bucks. All right, moving on to the 67 proof toning. So these normally go out for 28 bucks each, but because of the splotchy toning on it, I've got it at 22 bucks this time. Still love to find the diving goose. All right, moving on. Last coin from Canada. It's been a while since I've had one of these, actually. The 50% silver proofs. It's the 1974. 50% silver proof, 15 bucks. So the Winnipeg 100th anniversary. Yeah, I've never even seen one. I've only seen photos. Alright, moving on. If anybody decides you want any of that Canada, let me know. Next up, one coin from New Zealand. It is a 1937 sixpence. $50 silver, extremely fine, $6. Alright, moving on. To Britain. Oh, West Side coming in late on the New Zealand. Congrats, sir. All right, Britain kicking off with, we got 1 3-pence. It is the 1940. Definitely got some toning going on. $3. All right, moving on to 6-pence. Kicking off is 1910. Hey, mean one. How are you today, sir? I think you're good for grabbing stuff again if you wanted anything, mean one. All right, moving on. To the 1920. Again, 925 sterling silver. And fine, $5. So how's the new addition to your family doing? All right, moving on. To the 1922. This one's 50% silver VF. Some dark toning again. Going for $4. Anybody? God, glare. All right, moving on. And the last of the sixpence, the 42. This one's an EF, going for $4. So who all here is basically just waiting for me to grind through all this stuff so you can see all the American that were on the list this week. All right, moving on. Two shillings. Kicking off shillings is the 1915. This one's in a VG 925 sterling silver. Going for $5. Ugh. All right, moving on. To the 16 in VG for 5. All right, moving on. To the 17. This one's in a VF. Still 925 sterling. Over $8. All right, moving on. To the last of the shillings, the 21. 50% silver. Whoa. In VG. Going for $4. This has got that dark toning. All right, moving on. Next up, we got one florin. This is a 1942. In a VF, going for $6. It's got some weird toning going on. Anybody? Alright, moving on. Last coin from Britain. 1921 half crown. 50% silver and fine, 12 bucks. Be fun to play with, working on getting this thing to focus right on a normal basis. All right, moving on. Next up, we got one coin from Curacao. It is the 1944D quarter golden. 64% silver EF, 4 bucks. Curacao, of course, being one of the provinces of the Netherlands. All right, moving on to Germany. Got 3 coins from Germany today. First 2 are the 1935A Type 1 Hindenburg. 90% silver, EF, 14 bucks. These are the 5 marks. The Type 2 has the Nazi reverse with the swastika and is the 65% silver version. This one is the non-swastika version and is 90% silver. They're both EFs at 14 bucks. That they are. That is Paul von Hindenburg. One going to Aaron. Andy Taker's on the other one. All right, moving on. And then the last coin from Germany is the 1963 F5 marks. 62.5% silver BU. NGC list on this one at min stake 60 is 75 bucks. I'm doing it for 45. Anybody? All right, moving on. To the 1959 100 yen from Japan. 60% silver, AU, $5. Flip. So that's the year on that side. You have the era, and then the year, and then ends with the year mark. And then the 100. And then that is the symbol that looks like a little like a Space Invader guy. That is the symbol for yen, for anybody who didn't know. Little knowledge for you guys. All right, moving on. God, nobody interested in world silver at all lately. I have like probably over 200 world silver coins just sitting over there that have gone through sales that nobody wanted. I'm trying to figure out what to do with them. That's why I said if world silver keeps on this, we may be dropping world silver too. All right, next up, Netherlands. 1956. 1 gulden, 72% silver. Accidentally typoed an extra E in there, I just realized. Extremely fine, $5. Let me fix that on here real quick. Silver only has 1 E, not 2. Thank you. All right, moving on. Next one, we have 2 available. They are both EFs. They're 1957s. 72% silver. $5 each. All right, moving on. Last one from Netherlands. 1966, 2.5 gulden. 72% silver, BU, $18. I don't know if the camera's doing this thing justice, but this is a beautiful coin. All right, moving on. We got one coin from Australia. And it is a 1942 D3 pence. 925 sterling silver, extremely fine, $4. All right, moving on. Next up, we have two coins from Iran. Got a 1944 one rial. 60% silver VG, $4. Anytime you see the lion holding the sword with the sun in the background, that is the dead giveaway for Iran. Australia 3 pence going to West Side. Gratzer. And then that right down, I don't know how well you can see it, but right down there, that's the date. All right, moving on. And then from the same year, 1944, the 2 rial. 60% silver VG, also $4. I can do both for 7. Both going to Doug for 7. Gratzer. All right. Next up, we got 3 coins from Austria. Yeah, it's fine. Just shoot me an email. Stuff's always available, you know. You don't have to wait till just the streams to buy stuff from me. You can always email through the week, whatever. Ask me if I've got stuff, whatever. That is always fine. All right, kicking off Austria with an oldie, 1893, 1 shilling. $83.5% silver, fine, going $7. Oh yeah, that's fine. We always welcome the sales, especially lately. All right, moving on. All right, then the next one is the 1975 V100 shillings proof design 1. Over $18. $201,000 of these minted. Right around the same for the other one too, the design 2 that's coming up next. I just forgot to mark it. Aaron's grabbing the shilling. Gratzer. Winterspiel. Innsbruck, 1976. So, of course, commemorating the 76 Olympics in Austria. All right, moving on to the 75. This one's got some very cool color toning on it. This is the design 2 silver proof. Interesting design. If anybody wants both, I'll do both for 30. Saves you $3. Anybody? All right, moving on. Next up, 1927 5 lira, Italy. 83.5% silver in fine, going for $5. guy's got some jowls. All right, moving on. Next up, got two USA Philippines. First one, 1917S. 10 centavos. Via $4. Yeah. There we go. I would go just to this camera if I could. It had an arm that went up about another 2 inches. Because then it would be able to see like every coin. And then I would just use the overhead for like big banknotes and stuff. Alright, moving on. Actually surprised nobody got that one. Oh, West Side's grabbing it. Gratzer. And then we got the 1945 D20 centavos. In a VF for $4. Alright, moving on. Alright, I'm going to take a quick break and then we'll be back with all of these mind-blowing American coins that we have on the list this week. Trust me, you do not want to miss these. So stick around. Wow, we dropped down to 6 people. I guess nobody cared about the really good stuff. Well, at least for the 6 of you, you guys are going to get your picks. All right. Here we go. Kick it off, obviously, with pennies. Oop. I just dropped one. Get back up here. And since we're on pennies, give me the scope. All right. 1909 Indian cent AU Brown. 35 bucks. Yeah, this is an AU. It does look almost BU. The only reason I didn't call it an AU is because there is somewhere a little bit of missing on the diamonds. Just a tiny bit. And then that little high hair curl has a tiny bit of wear on it. Otherwise, that line would have gone all the way around. Could it be a weak strike? Or a little bit of wear on the die from polishing? Yeah, I suppose. But I wanted to be safe. Yeah, I'll do it for 30. Go into bow for 30. I need your card. Gratzer. Oh yeah, that thing's nice. I mean, if you submit it and it comes back mint state, then we know you were right and I was wrong, and you got a really good deal. Next up, 1909 VDB AU Brown. $15. And some cool toning down here. I don't know if you can see that shifting like purple, red, and orange. A little bit of yellow over here. Going to bow. Gratzer. Bo about to go to town right now. Next up. 1943 S Steel Wheat Cent BU. You can tell it's a bit later dye because you have some polishing over here. Wore off a bit of the date from the polishing. $12. It's a good looking steel cent right there. Anybody? All right, moving on. All right, I actually changed these because I had the wrong price on them. From when they went out on the list, it said 7. I changed them to 5. 1944 BU Red Wheat Cent. $5. Have you guys ever peek into Rick's eBay for Eagle Eye rare coins? Going to Bo, congrats, sir. But he's got a 69S double die. It's like a mint state 65 or 66 or something, and it's $500,000. I got to see it in person. That's a nice coin. Next up, 1955, a BU Red, $5. Not the double die. Double die in this grade would be like $2,500. At least. Anybody? All right, moving on to the 1976 Proof Cameo, $2. My birth year. All right, moving on to the 96 Proof Deep Cam, $2. All right, moving on. All right, time to get into the bangers. $18.98. Liberty V Nickel AU. $125. You got just a little bit of wear and the high points in the hair, and that's it. And then the high point leaf back here. Anybody? Not often you see him looking like that. I'd love to get an entire V-Nickel collection that looks like that. Be awesome. All right, moving on. To the 1913 Type 1. BU proof-like toned. Type 1, of course, being the date on the raised mound, or not the date, but the yeah, that that whole thing. It's an awesome looking coin. Wow. All right, moving on. Actually, surprised Richard isn't here tonight. Figure with some of this stuff, he'd definitely want in on it. Well, next up, 1938 Denver. Gem BU. $45. Not a buffaloon, it's just a buffalo. That was a typo, a little extra letter going on there. Let me fix that real quick. It's not a buffalon. And nobody. All right, moving on. To the 1943 P. Jefferson War Nickel BU full steps. 35% silver, $12. Go to Bo. Congrats, sir. All right, then I got just a couple little cheaper ones here. We got a 1960 Denver BU, $2. All right, moving on. And then in 1976, Proof Deep Cam, $4. Jefferson Nickel. All right, moving on. Two dimes. And kicking off dimes tonight, another banger. 1912 Barber Dime, BU. 175. How many barber dimes have you seen that look like this? All right, moving on. To the 1942 Mercury Dime, BU. $15. Unfortunately, it's not full split band. You have to have the middle as well. All right, moving on. To the 1957 Roosevelt Dime, BU. This one is a full band. 90% silver year. Boom. Full bandage. Hey, Cindy. moving on. And then the last dime is the 76 proof cameo. Going for $4. How have you been? All right, moving on. Two quarters. Kicking off quarters. 1916 Denver. Barber. It's an extremely fine $85. An argument on this one could be made for AU. But I don't know. Something about it just it made me set it at EF. I'm doing all right. I just wish this year was going better for us. That's all. I don't know. What do you guys think? EF or AU? If it was you, what would you put it at? You keep it. You put it at AU. All right, moving on. You agree it'd be AU? Well, maybe next time I'll have it out as an AU and it'll be a higher dollar price. 1917 Type 1 Standing Liberty Quarter. That is the raised date exposed booby. Extremely fine, $135. All right, moving on. To the 1929 Standing Liberty Quarter BU. $210. moving on. That they are, for sure. To the 1958 plain dates. BU, 12 bucks. Man, nobody. All right. And 76 proof, clad proof, 4 bucks. All right, moving on. Next up is the 94S 90% silver proof deep cameo. Going for 10 bucks. All right, moving on. All right, next 5. These are the 1999 clad proof state quarters. So yeah, Connecticut, New Jersey, Delaware, Georgia, and Pennsylvania. So 4 bucks each, or full year 15 bucks. There's Connecticut. New Jersey. Delaware. That was Georgia. And Pennsylvania. All right, moving on. $2.50. Kicking off $half is 1910 S Barber half in VF. Does have that scratch on the face, so I have it priced as a fine. Going for $150. If it wasn't for that scratch, this one would be almost $300. So if you can deal with one scratch on the cheek and nose, you're getting a really good deal. All right, moving on. To the 1943 Plain Dates. Jim BU Walking Liberty. $110. Very nice. All right, moving on. To the 1960 Denver Franklin half. BU full bell line, $28. All right, moving on. To the 64 Denver Kennedy BU, $18. All right, moving on. Do the 1970 S Kennedy proof. 40% silver. $10. If nobody buys that one, I don't think I even have that one. That might end up in my set. I don't know if I do or not. Honestly. Alright, moving on. Do the 76 clad proof. $4. Alright, moving on. Last one, 99 clad proof. Proof deep cam, $5. Alright, moving on. And I honestly did not think that we were going to go through all of this stuff and basically not sell a single American coin. But here we are. Alright, next up, dollars. Kicking off 1900 Morgan plain date BU. $65. Alright, moving on. Alright. This is basically the showcase coin of the night. 1935 plain day piece dollar BU. $225. Actual list price of this coin is over $400. Alright, moving on. 71 S Ike 40% silver GEMBU. $15. See, if it was a little bit higher, you could fit a full Ike under this thing. Like, seriously, like a half inch to an inch higher if this bar would have gone just a bit higher. All right, moving on. To the 73S clad proof Ike. Going for $8. All right. For the 76 clad proof for $8. All right. Second to last lot of the night. 1980 S Susan B. Anthony BU. $5. All right, moving on. Last lot of the night. Is the 2000S Sacagawea ICG Proof 69 Decam. $10. All right, moving on. Alrighty. That was it. That was everything. I'm not going to do a recap because that would take another like 3 hours because almost everything is still available. Out of 125 lots, we sold 18 lots. So I'm not going to go through over 100 items again. So if there's anything that's in your head that you can think of that you're interested in, let me know. And it's also another opportunity to ask you guys to please help spread word about us and get more people in here. You know, we hate to talk about it, and we hate to think about it, but with the way this year has gone so far, if we're not able to get things to pick back up soon, there is going to be no more Cheapskate coin sales. We're to that point. You know, and I know it's not your guys' fault. I know, you know, it's, you know, certain things that you wish you could get, you don't have money for. Certain things you already have, so you don't need to buy it again. I get it. That's why we need new people and need a constant supply of new people flowing through. But, all right. If there's nothing else, I'm going to get out of here. Everybody have a great night. Again, reminder, Cheapskate Coin Talk is back on Friday. So come and hang out. And also, again, another reminder, the 10th is daylight savings. If you live in a state that does the switching, you're fine. Your start date for our streams is not going to change for you. If you live in a state where you do not change the clocks, then starting on the 10th, any of our streams are going to be 1 hour earlier. So, all right, everybody have a great night.